not all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm miserable, but you know, I mean, like, but you know, when it comes to like when I'm in the band, I'm in the band. You know what I mean? It's when I go home and there's nothing going on that I get miserable.
Right, and that's the difference. I mean, obviously, some people do have to get that out. So where Pete does his writing and kind of exercises his demons and his situation lyrically, which is the thing. But I mean, obviously, the record. This new record, I mean, it's such a step up. It's incredible how it's the growth on this record for you guys. I'm very proud of you guys with this record. I think it's really cool. You're going to be on the road with Newfound Glory, and who else are you going to be taking out?
Right now, we're in the middle of a tour with Newfound Glory, early November, and Permanent Me.
And Lifetime for a few dates.
Yeah, Lifetime's going to actually be on a few dates, so we're beyond excited about that, obviously. And then coming up in the spring, we're going to do an arena tour with Plus 44. So, and that's still, you know, in the work. So we don't have all of.
So that'll be a good tour as well. And what do you think, guys? Are you going to go overseas and do the whole thing through Europe and Asia?
Oh yeah, we're doing Japan. We're doing the UK in like a week or something like that, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure you'll have a big debut over there as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I know we're going to Singapore, which will be a new experience, and Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah. So
have
you done Australia before? You have, right?
No, we haven't.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we haven't actually yet. So this will be the first time we're in Australia. So
it'll be a good time for you guys all the way around.
Excited, yeah.
One last question is, let's talk about the title, which the Vincent Van Gogh thing. Can you explain that to us, Patrick?
Okay, yeah. So Infinity on High comes from a much longer quote, which is be clearly aware of the stars and infinity on high, and all this life seems almost enchanted after all. I think I finally memorized it by now. But it started out, that quote was in a letter that, there's a collection of letters that Vincent Van Gogh wrote to his brother Theo. And it was kind of, I think that one's taken from towards the end of his life, where he's he kind of knows that he's not being appreciated or whatever, but someday, whatever. And it's that almost that just sounded so tragic, right? So that's how the quote stuck out to us or whatever, not even in relation to anything, right? But then that phrase, infinity on high, and what it conjures, I think, there's so many different applications that, you know, it just felt like this record, like I was talking about earlier with Hum Hallelujah, how it kind of has this this like nighttime vibe, but not necessarily in the pejorative. You know how nighttime always seems to be this like this cliche for like, you know, this negative, like dark, you know, cold thing or whatever. It can mean a ton of other stuff. You know, I mean, a lot of stuff happens at night, right? And that's kind of what I feel like this record is that like it's nighttime music, but it's not sad. It's not, you know, it's not always angry or anything. It has a lot of different moods, but you know, yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of how.
Hi, Patrick. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Yeah, not too bad. I don't know if it's all been explained to you and stuff, but we've been getting questions in from various Fall Out Boy fans. So I had a question from a lady who said, I'd pretty much sell my soul to hear you do a cover of Queen. Have you ever thought of doing a small cover versions album?
A cover album? We've covered a few things here and there, but I like Queen a lot, and I think it would almost be. I don't know if I think it would almost be blasphemy for me to be singing that because I have too much respect for Freddie Mercury.
Is there a song that you might do at karaoke? Is there a Queen favourite?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'd probably do Killer Queen.
Oh, good choice. Now, Mia wrote, she said that she's read an interview that said that you used to have a board name to go on the Fall Out Boy message boards and lurk and see what people were saying about you. And she wanted to know if there was any hints as to what that name might be.
It's pretty close to the most obvious name you could think of, if that's a hint.
Do you lurk as Pete Wentz by any chance?
No.
What do you think of the Fob Rock Boardies?
The what?
Now, this is interesting, isn't it? It's the Fall Out Boy rock message board people, but they call themselves the Fob Rock Boardies.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think of the Boardies, it's, you know, it's awesome. It's kids that come to our shows, you know, and you know, I know a lot of them, and they've been awesome, and they've been supportive, and, you know, they have all these funny in-jokes that we're not in on yet. And occasionally they'll come to shows and they'll have us, you know, take a picture with his teddy bear. No, it's really funny. You know, like whatever. So
fantastic. Are you a big internet user yourself?
Yes and no. Ultimately, I'm kind of I was kind of a Luddite, not really, but like I just kind of didn't really deal with a lot of stuff when when everyone was getting all their computers and stuff, and then I kind of dove headfirst into the whole, like I went and got a MacBook Pro or whatever, and so I'm kind of somewhere in between where I know I see the internet sometimes, but I don't really deal with it that much. So.
We have a lady called Martha who wrote, I think it's probably the best question I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
It says, "Hey Patrick, I'd just like to say first of all, I absolutely adore your voice and songs. They're amazing. But my question is, would you rather pee a plum or poo a melon?"
Pee a plum or poo a melon? Because you know what? Like, here's the thing: as much as any dump has ever hurt, I can't even imagine peeing a plum. That's another level of ow.
I put that question to some of the other gentlemen in the office, and we all came back with the same answer.
Yeah, and dudes know.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You probably know about slash fiction. I'm not sure if you do, where girls write stories about their favourite musicians being together in a rude sexual way. Oh. Do you know about this?
I guess. I never knew about it, but I guess I...
Oh no, I feel like I'm breaking some kind of innocence in you there, but because she wants to know, what do you think about those stories with you and Pete?
Whatever, I was always surprised at how much creativity, our fans have. Like, that's really weird. Like, I don't remember doing anything for a band when I was a kid. Like, like they make us, like, some kids got together and reshot one of our videos in entirety, like in its entirety with them instead of us, right? And I was like, dude, that's a lot of work, and it looks really good, and it's like, that must have taken you like days. And when I was a kid, I was kind of too lazy to like finish writing a band's name on a notebook, So, whatever. Yeah. Fan fiction, that's cool.
Okay. James wanted to know, how long are you intending to grow your sideburns? Presumably down to the floor or something. And are you naturally ginger?
I only ever trim the bottom of them because they do get a little long, and honestly, that's the laziest facial hair in the universe. That's the only place hair grows on my face.
Oh, that's nice, though. I thought it was... Because it's easy to sculpt that look, isn't it? But you actually don't have to.
No, it's honestly, like, I wake up, this is how I look. So.
If Peter, Joe, and Andy were hanging off a cliff and you could only save one of them, which one would it be?
Oh, that's a horrible question.
These are fans of yours as well. I know they're ever so nasty.
No, I know. I can answer. That's just... Come on, that's like... That's Sophie's choice, man. That's brutal. All right, if I could only save one of them...
It's going to be Pete, isn't it? Come on, he writes the lyrics.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I'd say... You know what? I would go with Pete, because Pete would figure out a way to get the rest of them.
Very good.
He's the most resourceful dude I've ever met.
That's very, very good. How has fame affected you? Do you like it, or do you regret that there's always going to be somebody going, "Hey, aren't you that dude from Fall Out Boy?"
Yeah, I hate that. I do, but I like making music, and that ultimately outweighs not liking. I'm not a big attention guy. So, but hey, it's the price I pay to make music, and I'm so lucky to make music. So.
It's funny because I was talking to the message boarders today on the Fall Out Boy website about the fact that we're doing this interview and getting questions in, and they said the one thing that I definitely mustn't do is call you Pat. And I thought, actually, for a lead singer of a rock band, that's pretty tame as far as rules are concerned. There's some people have to have certain suites, or you have to not look them in the eye, or something like that. All I have to do is not call you Pat. Pat's my mum's name. I'm not going to call you Pat. Do you know what I mean?
Mum's name. That's why I don't say it.
Well, there you go.
Ultimately, if you did say it, I probably wouldn't even care because I'm used to it. It's not my favorite name, but I don't really...
I'd have gone with Stumpy, but they said not to do that either.
Don't even worry about that. I was Stumpy for a good, 10 years of my life, I'd say, so...
Right, Sab wanted to know, what type of penguin do you like?
What type of penguin do I like? Like, is this a meal, or are you saying to hang out with?
Do you know what? I'm not sure. And I can't even think of any different types of penguin.
Yeah, well, there are different types of penguins. There's some really, there's a rare, well, not rare, but a weird penguin relative that lives in Australia. It's a really weird-looking little dude. Yeah, I'll go with that guy. I don't remember his name, but it's a type of penguin that lives on the coast of Australia.
Wow. Okay then. And I like this question because it's quite zen. Peter Wentz says that you are the golden ticket. Right? What place do you take him to? These are her exact words. I think if you were his golden ticket, meaning a ticket to travel somewhere, where are you going?
Where are we going? We're going to this really really ugly basement that we had our first practice in, and him, me, and Joe I'm gonna show them my stupid little songs. I'm gonna sing them my stupid little songs, and they're gonna go, I don't know about that song, but you should sing maybe.
And then did Pete suddenly go, I've got all these lyrics here, and bring out a big
how
book?
that one started? This is good. It would be like, I would write something, and he'd be like, you should change this word. You should change both these words. You know what? You should change this. You should change this. And I was like, just give me your words. Give them to me. I mean, basically, like, I like your melody. I don't like that song. I don't like what it's about. I don't like this. I'm like, that's cool. You're better at writing than me anyway. Just give me the friggin' lyrics.
Okay, important question.
Yeah.
Otis Redding or Marvin Gaye?
Ooh, I'd say as a full career, Marvin Gaye. Otis Redding didn't have time to prove himself, really. Though, I would say in single songs, though, Otis Redding's These Arms of Mine outshine anything that Marvin Gaye ever did, but Marvin Gaye is amazing, too.
Yeah.
That's like, that's pretty hard to say. I just don't, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure Marvin had his song like that, but I just don't think it got recorded.
You're a lucky kid. You have an incredible, distinctive voice, but would you ever like to sing like someone else?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I think that's how you start singing, anyways. You try and sound like other people. It goes to all sorts of people. When I was in high school, I wanted to sing like Jeff Buckley. When I, get older, I want to sing like Sam Cooke or Nat King Cole or I don't know. There's tons of I want to sing like I want to sing. I even want to sing like Tom Waits because there's something so characteristic about him.
Yeah.
You know him from a mile away. But
How many hats do you own?
how many? What was that?
Hats.
Hats. Oh Jesus. More than enough. I don't know. Let's make it a nice round 50. I don't know offhand.
That's a good number for hats. Are Fall Out Boy as a whole still as close friends with each other as they were back in the early days? And do you still drink garlic butter with the homies?
The garlic butter was a one-time dare. Pretty much before we met our friend Dirty, we would like divvy up the idiot tasks, like taking stupid dares from each other, and I was the drinking gross stuff guy. I drank a bottle of Tabasco and everything, but I retired from the professional drinking gross stuff circuit. Are we as close friends? Absolutely. I think we're probably closer friends now. I think we got to this like level where it's like brothers. You know what I mean? It's like brotherhood. Like whatever. I'm just used to them.
You do spend an awful lot of time with them when you're in a band, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't believe like. And everyone always asks us like, so why don't you hang out when you go home? And I'm like, because I live hanging out with them. Like, they're my best friends in the world, but, like, you need a break sometimes. Like, dude, imagine if you hung out with, like, doesn't matter who it is, like your mom. Hang out with your mom, like, well, actually, moms can get annoying, but whatever, you know what I mean? Whoever it is. I'm sure you get annoyed at somebody if you saw them,
every single day, every minute of every day.
Accepting, maybe a total of, like, a month accumulated time in an entire year.
Kerrang! Magazine recently said Patrick Stump looks like he's made of plasticine. Is this true?
Made of plasticine?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not totally sure what plasticine is.
Do you not know?
I would assume it's. I mean, the root word is plastic.
It's that gunky stuff. It's like silly putty, but it's the stuff that Wallace and Gromit are made out.